Hello, and you're watching quewsnews, and I'm your host Moin Ahmed. Have you noticed the numbers on your screen? It's 2 trillion rubles, which is equivalent to around $20 billion in US currency. To put that into perspective, this amount is staggering. It's almost twofold by 34 zeros. You've probably never encountered such a number, and for good reason. The total global GDP is around $110 trillion, meaning that Russia is seeking an amount of nearly 181 quintillion times greater than the world's total wealth. A quintillion is a number with 18 zeros, so this is an astronomical figure, we can say. This enormous fine comes from Russia's grievance against Google for censoring Russian content on YouTube following the invasion of the Ukraine. So Russia is furious, so he charged Google on that. And after this invasion, many Russian news outlets were blocked and over 1,000 YouTube channels from their hard content removed. Russia claims this action is illegal, leading several state-run TV channels to file lawsuit against Google in Russian courts, which consistently ruled in the favor of Russian channels, as we know. And the resulting in these exorbitant fines, Russia described these fines are symbolic rather than an expectation from payment. They argue it should compel Google's to reconsider the censorship practices they're doing. The situation illustrates the broader issue of American tech companies' influence over global media narratives. For instance, if we talk about while Russia penalized Google, it has not banned YouTube in the country. YouTube's outright, partly because in 2021, the Russian alternative called RTube, which is their social media platform, failed to gain attraction from Western tech companies, remove it from their app stores. And the YouTube all alone sees around 300 hours of videos uploaded every minute, a scale that is difficult for any alternative platform to match. This dominance extends to various digital services, most of which are, as we know, the Americans. And as a result of this problem, the US can effectively shape political discourse through these platforms. This problem is considered by the other countries. So it's restricting access to content based on the geopolitical biases. There is another system developed by Chinese, now we talk about. The Chinese internet ecosystem is a very unique and tightly controlled network that operates primarily within the China. This system is characterized by several key elements that allow the Chinese government to regulate and monitor online information and activity. There's certain things that China is doing. The first of all, if we talk about the Great Firewall, one of the most notable features of China's internet is a Great Firewall, a sophisticated system of censorship and surveillance. It restricts access to foreign websites and social media platforms like Google, Facebook, and Twitter, preventing the flow of information that the government of China deems inappropriate or threatening. So they're using this firewall for the security of the nation and for their own perspective. And secondly, to fill the void left by the banned foreign services, China has developed its own internet platform. This includes a number of applications like we call it WeChat, a multifunctional messaging app, a Weibo, similar to Twitter, and Baidu, the leading search engine in the China, and Youku, a video sharing site as known as a YouTube. So these platforms are designed to comply with Chinese laws and regulations, which include strict content moderation and self-censorship. So by using these apps, the China is preventing the public to go some unnecessary things, and the Chinese government experts substantial control over what content is available online and what is not. This includes monitoring social media posts, deleting content that contradicts official narrative of the country, and promoting state-approved news. And the companies operating within the China must adhere to these regulations if they are willing to work effectively, often employing extensive content moderation team. The Chinese government employs advanced surveillance surveillance techniques as well to monitor online behavior. This include tracking users' data, monitoring online discussions, and using artificial intelligence to detect dissenting opinions or sensitive topics which people are discussing over the social media. This combination of government oversight and corporate compliance create a highly regulated digital environment. Users' compliance and self-censorship If we talk about this topic, users in China often practice self-censorship, avoiding discussions of sensitive topics like politics, human rights, or criticism of the government. The social credit system also encourages conformity by rewarding users of a compliant behavior and penalizing them for expressing dissent. If we talk about cultural context in the terms of the internet users in China, the Chinese internet is shaped by cultural and political contexts that emphasize harmony, stability, and the state authority. The government promotes a narrative of national pride and development using its control over information and reinforce their narrative. And the ecosystem effectively the Chinese ecosystem of internet isolate the internet user from global discourse, creating a parallel digital world where information is carefully curated and controlled. The result is a population that may be aware of many global perspectives, heavily influenced by state-sponsored content and the narratives. And as a result, if we talk about how the world has to operate in this behavior, creating a competitive alternative requires more than just investment. It demands innovation and a deep understanding of users' need, as exemplified by TikTok's rise within the unique format. Thus, while these finds might seem absurd, but they highlight a critical lesson for nations regarding dependency on American tech and the need of strategic foresight in developing independent digital solutions. That's all from the Qs TV now. For more details and updates, please keep watching Qs News.